Welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 134, the one after we kill Graves and try and get the fuck out of this castle. By which try, whatever. Try is going to be very easy. They're mages. They have a space 4 mage. This is child's play. But a special shout out to our patrons. And let me be clear, we give the shout outs to the patrons because there's only like 40 of them. There are 1,000 of you subscribed on YouTube, which is still mind-boggling. We appreciate all your support, all your sharing, all your caring. People who even rally around and freak out about Brenna's art that Craig commissioned. Go check it out. It's on Twitter in our Discord. So is very, very good. Actually, you're all here. You know spoilers. It's the art from, or it is art from when Wyrd made her legacy and made a deal with the triumvirate, the fates, whatever you want to call them, Maiden, Mother, and Crone. It's terrific. Slightly not safe for work, just to be clear, but sorry, I'm pantomiming and chatting and stalling while Patreon loads. This also gives a chance for a couple of people to go be trolly and put in different names for Patreon, which you could do too if you wanted to join Patreon. StayLucky.pub. Special shout outs to 139381512, which spells Michael, Al, Alan, Michael, Alex, Alexander, Algos, Badur, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Carson, Christian, Danny, Doc, Emil, Jack, James, Jenny, John, Josh, Julian, Catfeathers, Melissa, Michael, Milo 3, or Milo V3. I gotta figure out what Milo prefers. Anyways, Moku, Noba, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Roviscride, Ryan, Sebastian, Sinna, Seranus, Terry, The Banty, Thomas, Uvsama voted out, Weiss, and Zoltan. Noctal, were you sus? I think you were sus. Thank you guys for your support. And yeah, like I said, StayLucky.club. If you want to support us monetarily, there is now a yearly option, which gives you a year of supporting us. And if you're doing the $10 pledge level, you get access to our Conca, which I'll admit, we don't keep super updated. But if you want to see all this stuff that we use when we're keeping notes and stuff like that, that's available. Terrific site also if you're interested in running your own games. So when we last left the Cabal, they were looting Mr. Graves' workshop of his thaumium wristwatches, sophist materials, and various imbued item charts and diagrams and things of that nature. And then the Tratus goes, we're under incognito presence. This dead body here is not. But again, child's play, getting out of here. So yes, we pick up there.
Wyrd has rolled Gnosis plus time.
Pull a tarot card.
Uh-huh.
Are we missing anything in this room?
No.
Okay. Good. Ready to go?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pops back to the front door.
Mm-hmm. Well, to the entrance to the place.
Layla.
She's upset.
Oh, because you did not give her more apple.
Yeah, I only give her a bite.
How dare you?
But apple's so tasty, Mom.
There is cyanide in these seeds. I cannot just feed you a whore.
I got remove the seeds. Righto, not overreaching. And we're casting co-location?
Co-location.
Okay.
And just link arms and step through.
Yep. Dun, dun, dun. I'm trying to think. There's no reason that doesn't go off. Yeah. So make this space the same space where you had warded the iris that led you in. And then, yeah, linking arms, which is kind of awkward with Songbird carrying a dead body over his shoulders. But nonetheless, stepping through and back out into the lava plains, which after having been inside with fluorescent lights and, drywall, I was like, oh, right, we're in a volcano.
Do we want to, level the castle or something?
Oh.
No.
No? Okay.
Also,
it's full of people.
That's a fun thing for you to say without having any dots in matter.
Technically, you could do Earthquake with forces. Oh, wait, you don't have forces 5 yet. Never mind.
Oh, I thought we could rain meteors down or something. You guys are doing all kinds of weird matter stuff, right? No?
Nobody
not
has,
yours is
nobody
not a
has
thing.
matter 5.
Okay.
I mean, you could do earthquake. You could
Swarm
the
of insects.
matter for like earth spike or whatever attack can cause like an earthquake tilt on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're not.
Okay.
Also,
There's
it's full of
innocence in
sleepwalkers. Yeah.
Through we go.
Cool.
Should I leave my ward up or drop it? Let people get out of here.
Drop it.
Yeah, let them leave.
Just checking.
Otherwise, you're trapping them in here, and that's not cool.
Sure. Okay. I'll drop the ward
Cool.
and through we go.
Yeah, I mean, you had to drop the ward to get yourselves out.
No, because I put a key.
Oh,
up.
you made the key. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Had to be a member of the Rookery.
So we return back to the Seattle Japanese Garden, which I will restore that back to map. Hey, we're back here, guys. Again, if you're interested, go Google it. It's just Seattle Japanese Garden map. You can find it. So yeah, you guys are out on the lake, which apparently I had moved this. And the things aren't lined up anymore. There we go. More or less like that. So yeah, you guys are out on the little island. Time-wise, it's been, half an hour maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
We went to that castle fast, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we went basically beeline straight to him.
Yep.
Sure.
And
Combat took like
handful of turns, which was basically
less than 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, each time.
All right. I can.
Mage fights are fast.
I can just attain us back home if you want. Or did you want to talk to them before we sneak off?
I want to close that gate.
Okay, sure.
So work over to the Iranian gate. I'm going to attempt to close it.
Okay. And yeah, without drawing this out, between getting across the water, which is okay, another break boundary spell from Wyrd, okay, and then you getting over to the Iranian gate, like you can close it. I imagine there's probably a moment of you going, I know how to make one of these, so let me just do that backwards.
The other way.
Hey! Right. And it is removed, leaving just this, slightly twisted and mangled manhole cover that no longer quite fits in the spot it had. Just like kind of leftover of what had been there. But otherwise, yeah. You guys still have incognito presence.
I would also like to get rid of the Washington teleporter.
Cool.
And a couple 4 dots of prime won't do, right?
Right. Trying to think.
Yeah, I can't close that one. So.
Mm-mm.
I will put them against reach issues.
Maybe a threshold thing.
I will have some reach issues.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and write that one up. So I'm realizing some stuff may happen. The Avernian Gate wouldn't have some stuff, but this one might. So go ahead and write it up.
Okay.
Well, actually, because Prime Mage Sight will show you have 2 spells here. You have both the Gateway, and then you have basically words and signs on it, protecting it.
Careful.
I'll probably
also,
ignore it at that point.
There was a Moira hanging around here.
That's true. And Moira would not be able to affect.
Can't do anything to me.
But yeah, it is definitely warded. Words and signs.
I think at that point I'd be like, it's not worth it.
Okay. I had to think about it. Meta knowledge, it wasn't just Graves using this one, or Zolius just using this one.
Right. That's fine.
But yeah, it was like, this is not a quick thumb my nose at the Seers, not worth the time. Yep.
Fuck you.
As you carry
Wyrd.
Graves across your back.
Please let me get to the right coast.
Fair point.
Do we have a phone number for like Solomon? Not Solomon, Samson.
Samson. No, you don't necessarily have his
Oh, we have the
number.
other girl's number.
We have
Correct.
Tabitha's number.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them know job's done.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Job's
look
done.
like you guys did it.
So is this a quick text that we send, or a quick call that you guys have?
Quick text, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Quick. Job's done. And, while I guess Wyrd is probably preparing to open the co-locate back home.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So yes, you guys co-locate your way back home, back into New York, which you've only been gone for, a handful of days. Actually, how many days? 3 days?
I do look a little fucked up. Like I probably got a bloody nose and a black eye.
I
I'm
mean,
at 4 resistant bashing damage.
So does Songbird. So it's definitely going to be kind of like we got to rest up kind of situation. The
Downtime.
Yep. The bashing wounds will go away, 15 minutes at a time. But the other wounds can be, Songbird can fix those up. If you have mana, you can fix them up yourself too. Weird, but cool. So let's see here. So you arrive. It is the fucking middle of the night in New York, because it was already the middle of the night in Seattle.
Pretty late. Yep.
Yep. You arrive, drop a Mr. Graves, probably not on the kitchen table, probably just in the corner somewhere. Yeah.
I was just going to call
paint a picture
Julia
like
as soon as we got back. We're like, hey, I have a dead
Have a
body
present
for
for you.
you. Please come get it out of my house.
So just because I
Get
was
this out
using
of my fridge. Go ahead.
I was using Titus. I think I was using Titus as a warp beacon. So, like, do we show up in his bedroom or something?
So,
and he's asleep. Or?
A quick reminder: you were not using Titus as a warp beacon because, like I said, you can use the Rookery. You have a connection to the
yes.
Rookery.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Yes. Okay.
You also have connection to all of us, and all of us have our soul stones there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Which is connected sympathy, so it's
Yep.
essentially the same thing.
The big difference is he's using the
Oh, the
attainment.
attainment. Yeah. Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But yeah, if Wyrd wanted, yes, teleport back home is super snappy.
Very easy.
So yes, you guys arrive as like, and I imagine at this point, like both Songbird and Atratus are just like, yeah, whatever, teleportation, co-location, whatever. I'm texting Julia to come get this body. Cool. So yes, she actually responds. She goes, okay, that sounds great. What's your address? You guys have a quick back and forth. She is headed that way. Based on the number of emojis and or emotion, depending if you text or call her, sounds like she is giddy like a schoolgirl.
Very excited.
You keep giving her those emotions.
You
You ever some scared ones too.
Shortly after you contact Julia, you get a message from Tassos going, "What the fuck, man?"
I mean, did you want a mage body too?
I got a ton of mage blood. Yes, I want a mage body.
Brag him.
Yes.
Work together.
You didn't ask.
Yeah, you didn't ask.
Yeah. So
But hey, you're both
Tassos basically asks, "Hey, can I get like a look at it before she pulls it apart first?" And yeah, so it sounds
Work
like you were about to
together.
have Tassos
Two
and Julia
vampires
showing
show
up.
up. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Sure.
Songbird is like, "Not my problem."
Vampires.
I did my thing with vampires. I'm done with them.
probably never want to see Tassos again.
Could do the one thing with the vampires again.
That's true. So yes, but floor is kind of open for your next steps.
Sleep?
No, that's fine. And
Yeah.
that's where you guys are headed.
I mean, I would stay up and visit with them and be like, hey, here's this guy.
Like,
do you want to see his soul? I've got that too.
Songbird needs to make a mark on a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did we get on the chart because we helped?
No, you're not part of the AA.
You do know for a fact that there is a separate leaderboard, which is, most of them count in the 1s and 2s compared to the...
Until you get like honorary doctorates and shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, Songbird heads to bed.
yeah.
Sounds like, yep. Okay, what about Wyrd?
I'm thinking, come back to me.
Okay. You're the last one because Travis has already said she's going to stay up and chat with the vampires. So hey, we're back to you.
I think I'll hang around and keep an eye on Atratus just to make sure.
Okay.
Everything's all good.
Okay.
The necromancer with Death 5 hanging out with the vampires. I'm pretty sure she's going to be, and in her domain.
Who has from time
Yeah.
to time displayed poor judgment.
Okay, fair point. Poor judgment, in your opinion.
Sure.
So the at this point, 4 of you basically shoot the shit a little bit. Julia doesn't ask how the body got here, doesn't ask how he died, though looking at him, it's like,
It's pretty obvious.
Punch the fuck up.
Punched in the face until dead.
Well, very, very sliced up, and then I imagine.
He's also stabbed, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Without going into full graphic, like
Sure.
the
mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
But nonetheless, there's chit chat.
I can offer to fix it up for her if she wants.
That's true.
Make it pretty for you.
Yeah.
Do you want it like pristine? Because I can make this body look like he wasn't ever beaten up.
Right. Which there's complaints about the state of the body, and then comments of no, don't change it, because if you magically change something, maybe something, we need this thing in the original condition, even if it's beat up. And then, Julia basically collects the body. Tassos following after very closely, talking about making deals and trading some stuff. And I've got a bunch of mage blood. Like we can that is the conversation you hear them having, kind of, under their voices, or under their breath, rather. Well, under their breath as vampires.
She probably wants space mage blood.
She might.
At some point, I would have mentioned her because she's into connections, right?
Sort of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And specifically the connections and blood. I was like, well, Space Mage site will let you see
fuck around and make her see a bunch of demons.
Oh yeah, yeah. So little bit. That's true.
Mine lets you see the ghosts and the matter spirits. Space Mage will let you see connections.
No, actually, they don't. Not with Mage.
Do they not?
No, space is literally measurement type of distance and stuff like that, and mind would let you see cognizant minds, but you cannot see sympathetic connections. You have to investigate them with correspondence.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want the blood to match this body, though, talk to Jimmy. Excuse me, Network. Network is not giving them.
Not down.
No, because he is a guy who knows about connections and is not interested. No.
Yeah.
Giving up part of his blood.
Yeah.
I mean, they could probably still get blood out of the body.
Right.
Well, sure. It's not like we drained him or anything.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a new body.
Yeah.
Just don't know how vampires work. If it how long does it take to not be
Not be good anymore. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, they go off taking that after a little bit of
Have fun with
conversation.
corpse.
Yep. Songbird off to bed. Atratus soon after, I imagine, and then Wyrd, once seeing that Atratus is safe from the vampires, will also head to bed. I imagine. Cool. Which brings us around to the following morning.
We should text Zolius.
Funny.
He said he would know.
Yeah. He said he would let you guys know. So, trying to think of order of operations here. So, Wyrd, when you wake up, there is a Yeah, I guess while you were sleeping, you are approached in your dreams. It is very, very clearly you're just in your dreams. You're not like you haven't fallen into your own Neros or anything like that. But Zolius shows up in your dreams, and I don't know what kind of dreams Wyrd normally has, but they kind of.
I do a quick check. Am I wearing clothes?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean,
it's your dreams, not his.
Right. But like whatever dream you were having just kind of freezes, freeze frame kind of thing. And Zolius, kind of, the Matrix kind of just steps out of everything and is pacing, but looking over and it's like, you with me? You with me? You're awake? You recognize it's me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sometimes it takes people a minute. So thanks. Probably not exactly what I was thinking of. I was thinking of something more like, ninja style. You just and go, but okay, this works. Ransacked his shit, which by the way, the Stalker not super pleased with this whole a bunch of his records are gone. So that's some shit. Deal with that on your own. You have been forewarned. I wash my hands of that whole situation. But in short, yeah, if you want to blackmail some folks in DC, you got some records. If you can figure it out, good luck with that. I'm sure Atratus will figure it out pretty quick. Yeah, so I owe you a connection. I can pass this over tonight once I get, I guess technically I could cast it from right here. But that would leave you then connected to the Stalker in your dreams. And while you were sleeping, and I don't know that I would want to do that to anybody. So,
Really?
Really what?
There's a line for you. That's interesting.
This guy's bad news.
He's nasty.
No,
all right.
To be clear, Craig, no. Wyrd was just commenting on the fact that there's something that Zolius would not do.
Yeah, which Zolius says, yeah.
Without it getting a profit for him.
Right. Also a good point. But no, there was a lot that I am not squeamish about doing. Then I met the Stalker. And that is when because I thought Graves was a piece of shit, but I could work with Graves. The Stalker is low on limits. I think he's been around a little bit too long, and somebody should get rid of him. Oh, right, that's what I got you guys for. I'm going to be very, very straight with you, Wyrd. Because I like you. You have a good attitude. You and I come from the same
always
kind
been
of
my
background. And the favorite thing kind of waffles between Atratus and Wyrd.
Fair.
Yep. But
Is there a point to this?
Well, yeah, because Zolius doesn't quite ramble. Legitimately, be careful. The Stalker has a nasty long-term nimbus, and his wisdom is low enough that it's going to spread. It follows me. I see things in the shadows around me all the damn time. Sometimes it's just a figment of my imagination. Sometimes it isn't. The Stalker does not know boundaries. He's as bad as Mastigos. He's predatory. He has absolutely no limits. He's all red fang and tooth and claw and all that fiercest bullshit. He's done stuff to himself. He's done stuff to his lieutenants. He's done stuff to... Because I've seen the aftermath. He has werewolf lackeys that he has pumped so full of, let's just say, roids, that they are not werewolves anymore. there's some fucked up thing, he's not going to throw spells at you. He's going to leave presents on your doorstep. He's going to drop stuff. If he finds any kind of weak point, and it's the only thing I think you all have going for you is the fact that it's just you all. Songbird has some friends, but they're not connected to him. I know Atratus got rid of her old life. You got rid of your old life. Just keep anybody you care about close and under wards. And like, this is one of the few times you have ever seen Zolius actually give a fuck. So, if you do this, big favor, and like I said, I owe you. You want this fucking grimoire? When the Stalker's gone, I can tell you where it is, when it is. You give me a call. And then we're even, but it's on you. Composer subterfuge time?
Oh, stupid. Try that. No, never mind.
Oof. But were you rolling?
I was to try and get a read on him.
More wits than composure, but
okay.
But that said, yeah, trying to get a read on him is pretty easy.
Right.
Like he's he is excited and nervous and terrified. There's a lot of emotions, and they're playing across his face real easy. You know, here in effectively your dream, where somebody cannot literally scry on him, he's kind of got his guard down and just coming at you raw. But yeah, in short, watch yourself, play it smart. I mean, you guys, as far as I can see, were absolutely wrecked Mr. Graves, which, hey, good job, thank you. I don't have him watching over my shoulder. Now, the Stalker is only watching over my shoulder, and I get his full attention, but you know what? That's fine. I can deal with that shit for now, if you actually are getting rid of him. That said, if you guys don't get rid of him soon, I'm letting him loose on you. I can deal with him for a little while, but the longer things go on, he's gonna put stuff together. He's not doesn't make a lot of plans, so somebody planning 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead, not his thing. Mind magic, not his thing. But he's smart and he's cunning. And if he figures out that I'm involved with what happened to Mr. Graves, I'm fucking dead. And he'll make it long. I'm not interested in that.
You knew that going in.
I did. And that's why I'm more or less coming to you pleading and threatening. It's kind of a mixed bag, but that's me.
I understand.
So I'm going to back to my actual dreams and kind of gives a look around yours and says, in your AM, I send you the connection.
Okay.
Cool. And then he's gone and you are just right back into your dream.
That's going to be two-way, right?
Mm-hmm. As he's passing the connection that he has to the Stalker over to you.
Mm-hmm. All right. That'll be go time pretty quick.
Potentially. Now, just kind of more meta knowledge, but this is stuff that Wyrd definitely knows. The long-term nimbus of a mage, spreads. But let me see here.
Like mine and the crows everywhere, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it spreads based on like level of connection and gnosis, and based on wisdom, spreads to different connections. So depending on what connection he's sending you, you know that it's probably going to be like a strong or medium connection, unless this guy has really abysmally low wisdom, because then it spreads to even weak connections. And that still takes time to spread, but
Sure, but it's going to spread from me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Not supposed to.
Okay. I'll be up really early.
Suddenly, you just don't seem to get as much
Suddenly
sleep
can't
as you.
sleep anymore.
Yep. I'm going to be just verifying that all my wards are in place.
So, about 8 a.m., a spell lashes out at you. You can feel it kind of landing. And, I mean, basically, because the way withstand works is technically you can withstand whatever you can decide to not withstand something. But, I mean, it's that time. And so the question is, do you withstand it or not? Because this is the other thing.
Do I have time to pull a tarot card?
No, because it's here.
It's instant reflexive. I'll let it go.
Okay. And you feel this, little snap of something connecting you. A little bit of, space site would, feel this new connection. Basically borrow threads moved from Zolius to you. I think it's actually probably copied.
Lend threads.
Yeah. Because, this is actually probably a copy, because now that I think about it, if Zolius didn't have a connection to the Stalker anymore, the Stalker would definitely know.
Would notice.
Would call some bullshit, yeah.
Okay. To the Rookery.
Sure. What is everybody else doing this morning?
Turning my spells off.
Yeah, I'm gonna release all the ones I was holding.
Take a load off, yeah.
Except the soul jar.
Yep.
I want to look at the soul.
Cool. Which you can do with your attainment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's take a look here at... Oh, yeah, and boy howdy, the blemishes and marks on that soul.
I should really copy the text over to something that isn't Conca so I can read it more easily.
Yeah, because it's a big set of notes, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So marks. Because it's this plus some other stuff. But yeah, you can... you can see if it had any legacy attainments at Gnosis 1 through 4. Which, yes, he does have a legacy that is tied to space and matter. And basically manipulating and moving objects. And it definitely sounds like, without having space yourself, you're kind of looking at more of the matter side, but your understanding is like some crazy bullshit sleight of hand kind of things, manipulating matter and space. And so like stage magician kind of bullshit very, very easily. It's like, well, pass my hand over the coin is gone because I moved it here, and pass my hand over the coin again, now it's a ball. Things like that are at the lower end of the attainments. It doesn't look like he's progressed very far to collect any of the higher ones. But then
I can see significant events and people who left their mark on his soul.
Yep. So can see the Stalker is the big prominent one that you can see currently. What a surprise. His assistant, Cynthia, as definitely has a lot of marks throughout his life. And it definitely looks like, well, actually, I mean, at this point, I think you're, especially with Ebon Phoenix, you're pretty much an expert at reading these. Can't tell exactly the details, but it definitely looked like they had a on-again, off-again roller coaster of emotions. Reed's very abusive relationship in both directions. They're both shitty to each other, and then clung to each other when the Seers got, rough. There's some other faces and names that don't necessarily mean anything to Atreides, doesn't recognize them. There's a big high point with Zolius, and then a big drop thereafter. But yeah, he's 55 years old, has been a mage for the vast majority of it, and so yeah, a lot of faces, a lot of names, a lot of different stuff. But even way back to the beginning, those initial events. Looks like he's always been a kind of stuck up bullshit asshole. Looks like the kind of guy who, if he had been recruited by the Pentacle and then was introduced to, and this is what the Seers are, he would have been like, see ya, bitch, and gone off to join, which is some of the reason possibly that Zolius and him kind of connected. And also some of the reason why he came to you guys and be like, hey, come on over. And also the reason why Zolius now is the one infiltrating Concilium. So it definitely sounds like that. I'm trying to think other things. This soul is kind of laid out before you. His sympathetic name was Winston Rutherford. Yeah. Definitely born into,
of course it was.
Yeah, born into old money kind of family. Looks like family finances didn't do great as he was, more or less graduating high school or graduating college. And I imagine a lot of this is kind of like digging around into his own Neuros and seeing some of these memories and things like that, these marks that are left on his soul. Yeah.
As is I do. America for your skill rolls to actually interpret what I'm seeing. But.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to get deep in and start to actually pull apart and look at individual memories, that's when we get into that kind of stuff. But this is like these big, blocky chunks that you can kind of recognize of, oh, yes. Oh, yeah, here's the one marked daddy issues. Here's the one, yeah,
I'm trying to see if anything in here could be particularly useful. Information on the Stalker might be.
Cool. And that might be one of those things where you'll have to start rolling some die and really investigating. So if you want to start that, wits plus what would you use?
Academics.
Academics if you want. Some social dice. I don't think there's any physical stuff that you would really necessarily do, but yeah, you throw some ideas at me. Do you have any particular ones? Yeah, academics is pretty good.
Dig into his soul. Empathy.
Mm-hmm. Empathy is a very good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Try and understand where he's coming from. Yep. Each of these rolls will take about an hour as you really dig into them.
Okay. So if I roll it's an empathy, I got the bonus. Is that a +2?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from your condition.
Mm-hmm. 4 successes.
Wow. Nice. Okay. And you're specifically looking into the Stalker?
Yeah, I want to know if there's basically anything that could help us in a fight. Does he have any
glaring weaknesses
to exploit? Yeah.
I think the big thing that you get digging at him is Mr. Graves made those same investigations of what are his weak points, and he didn't find any. He's still human, but the big thing that you're picking up is the Stalker has been around for a long time, and likely has a high enough. Actually, getting it from Mr. Graves's perspective, he is skilled enough that he's not going to die naturally. And he has enough gnosis that and has been around long enough to have warded himself and made connections. You definitely tell that he has a flock of familiars that are with spirit that basically give him an eye on anything that he has any interest in. Just grabs one of those familiars and okay, you're now going to go stalk this thing and watch this thing. Definitely has a thing against Goche, and oh my god, what are they called? Grigori. He doesn't like them because they have human minds, even though they've been rent and stuff like that. So he doesn't use Grigori. But from that first set of rolls, that's kind of the big thing that you get is, dude lives for spirit stuff. Which, I mean, again, as a theorist, kind of makes sense. What about Craig and Songbird and Wyrd? What are you guys up to this morrow?
As soon as I've got the connection, I was going to bump back, but do something first.
Sorry, what was that last part? You're going to bam.
Do Songbird first. Go ahead.
Oh, do Songbird first. Okay, good. What's up, Chris?
Are we like gonna go day by day and do stuff, or are we trying to like, hey, here's what I'm doing over the next?
At this point, we'll start day by day.
Yeah.
Because I know Wyrd is probably like, I don't want this thing hanging around too long.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna study the jacket.
Cool. So using your attainment, hey, it's an artifact, and Songbird goes, yes, no doubt. Tell me more. It is definitely a profane artifact. It is one of the exarchal tools, based on the fact that it is robes of a kind. It is probably profane urim or profane robes. The things that you can tell from it can cast possession. It can reflexively cast possession on an assailant, which is what happened to you. It can do that just by using its own mana, of which it has 12, by the way. Trying to think what else. It is 2 armor, just 2/0 armor. And obviously has a connection to the Panopticon and the Eye. What the hell is it? Yeah, the Eye. Yeah.
The Eye.
Yeah, it was like there's a no, that's just it. Yeah. But that's about it. It's not too fancy, but so like I said, cast possession, has the ability to reflexively do so against attackers.
I'm gonna sit there for a couple rounds and empty it out.
Sure. Yep. No big deal. No need to roll for that or anything. Because you're in your domain.
I mean, I also don't have a reach on that spell.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it's just instant and yep.
I've got 3 reach on it now.
Yep.
Let me. I want to scrutinize this thing, but I don't want to scrutinize this thing.
Wow, mage in a nutshell. Your character wants to scrutinize the hell out of it. Chris does not.
Songbird, also doesn't want to.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
But yeah, I think he would.
Okay.
Just to. It could be it's obsession, right? It's useful research.
Yep. It's the first artifact that you've had in your hands other than the creepy cup. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is the only other artifact. Yeah. I'm not going to have you roll because scrutiny is boring.
Sure. And just have an opportunity to do a bad thing to me if you want.
Yep. Notably, as you scrutinize it and kind of delve into that focus mage site, it's a simple enough thing. It basically has an opacity of 6 because that's how many dots it has. But because you are here in your domain, I'm going to, I'm going to narrate what happens. But basically, you begin to dig into this, and you feel a presence of a thing coming across distances. The seer tide supernal being, and basically you're but it has the spacey feel of something reaching and grabbing at you, and just by the nature of being in your domain, and probably, well, actually, we know that your domain is warded. The Rookery is, and just there's something that wants this back and knows you have it. Now, it is a supernal being who can't easily communicate to the seers, but that said, definitely worth a beat, both for your obsession and for having studied an artifact.
Don't like that.
Right, but yeah, very very much. You could use this, yes. Do you want to use it? Probably not.
Get some dots and notice real quick.
Yup.
This thing's coming with me to the AA.
Sure.
Hey, brought you guys this. I don't want it.
Probably lock it away forever.
There's a mad scramble of get this the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't just show up with it, right? It's I know. Where do I take this?
Yeah, and the conversation basically quickly turns to one of the more experienced Moros, and I think while you are there, everybody's no, we're getting this out, because I've and basically ducks down a back alleyway, and your mage side on. You watch as they create a running gate.
Pretty bad.
I am.
No.
Okay. Must be
It's
just. Can we try to
connection?
Yeah, go ahead and change it. The Moro's mage literally just throws open this Avernian gate, which walks to this shore of pebbles and grabs the smoking jacket from you, runs through the Avernian gate, and just heaves, and it's a smoking jacket, so it kind of flutters a little bit, falls in, and then hauls ass back inside and shuts the gate. And it does a little pat down. No carriers, no riders. Fuck that thing. And
agreed.
Flip off the exarchs who are watching, and if they want to go dig that thing back
Suck
out.
It.
Yeah. Which, it's all the seers, not all the seers, all the arrows there know it's kind of a pointless gesture. There's billions
It'll
of
be
those
back
things.
at some point.
Right. They can make more. The seers, the exarchs cheat. It's known, but you know what? Same thing. As you guys walk over to the workshop and go put Songbird's body count up by one, and it's yep, it's a you're fighting a losing battle, but yeah.
Look, I got a picture.
Yes. I was wondering how that
smashed his face good. You guys want to see this meme?
But yeah. Now, I'm very
Give the body
curious.
to some vampires.
Songbird very much is talking through this and yeah, look, hey, check it out. And then realizes that if he was smarter, he would have had a pun for Mr. Graves being dead.
Yep. Which now
it's just right there.
Now that he is dead, I'm more meta knowledge. I actually work with a Mr. Graves. And that is where that name came from. Because I had to write an email to so and so Graves, and I'm going, that's his actual name. You know what? I'm going to
you in the game.
Yep. No relation to the actual person. I've never actually had any real interaction with the person. Yeah, no, this is not based on them in any way. All those lovely little disclaimers at the end of the movie. Any connection is purely coincidental and fictional. Yeah. But I was like, man, somebody's last name is actually Graves. That's kind of badass. But that was back when Mr. Graves was going to be a guy who was literally gathering knowledge up from the dead and selling it before he was ever a seer. But that's what happens when, the cabal freaks out.
What happens when you purposely scare the shit out of your players?
Accidentally. Accidentally, though. Perry also called me out. It's like, you have a good, like, you do that a lot. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to lean into it.
You're good
I'm
at
very startled.
paranoia.
I'm very startled.
So, yes. Are we good there, Craig? You've been typing a lot. I'm very curious what's going on over there.
I'm working on some fresh wards.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I bamf into the Rookery, and I look probably more serious than you guys have seen me in a while. Zolius came through, and I have the connection. This guy's powerful, low wisdom. His long-term nimbus is going to start seeping through me.
Gross.
We need to be on a war footing, I think, right from now, because the connections are two-way. So he'll know about me just like I know about him.
Yep. But that's if he actually notices the connection. Because,
Sure.
everybody has.
It's copy. It's not the same one.
Right, and notably for Wyrd, the only reason Wyrd knows about the connection is because there's a spell giving it to him. The spell is not on the Stalker; it's between Zolius and Wyrd.
Well, and first thing I'm gonna do is make my own copy, so I don't need that spell. If he drops that spell, I still want to have the connection.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to have to rely on Zolius to keep this connection.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
So he's a predator, has an army of things like werewolves that aren't only werewolves anymore. I think werewolves hyped up on steroids and speed.
Right answer, Layla.
Plus all of his spirits and all that other stuff, but he's definitely a physical slash people hurt them kind of fellow, according to Zolius. Zolius showed up in my dream last night to tell me all this, and he was scared. And did the usual, like, I'm really worried, but also, like, if you don't do this quickly, I'm going to have to give you over to him kind of plead/threat combination that he does so well. But he was pretty scared. This is going to be serious, and he's going to come at us. When he comes at us, he's going to come at us with everything he's got.
I mean, you've got the connection. Just fucking bring him here and we'll whoop his ass right now.
I don't know that it'll be that easy, but...
I mean, honestly, I think I'd rather do that than go to him with his lair and his army of not wolves. I mean, not right now, because I don't feel prepared to fight a guy right now.
Yeah, like, I'm low on mana, and my willpower is pretty low.
There's like gallons of coffee in there, Wyrd. Go drink some.
Sure.
It's very true.
Do we want to spend time gathering info, or we want to try and go in cold?
I mean, I think we should go soon, not right now.
Well, I think first thing we should do, I should put some nice strong wards on us all. And I look at everybody, and I mean all of us, because he's a predator. He's going to go after the weakest first. If we give him that opportunity.
Oh my god, I almost said Nico. Nico sits up and goes, oh, what?
Yeah, also, I mean, this is going after people you, like, might be connected to, so
Yeah.
all of, like, your cult, your theater,
Have more.
word the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ward the werewolves don't want help. But it's like, can you just, like, ward the firehouse?
I can ward the firehouse without them knowing about it.
Yeah,
Although, I don't know, werewolves, would they sense it?
would they know?
It depends
Would
on
their
what you're
spirit
wording
sense
and what
it?
you're doing. I mean, supernal magic doesn't ping werewolf scenty stuff, Spirit Numina would, but you're not doing spirit stuff.
Ward them without telling them. Because I'm sure if you
Ultimate
mentioned it,
betrayal.
you would get some shit about, like, good fighters and good predators too, and they can, like, no, you can't. Listen,
I mean, do we convince them to be our personal army?
I don't know if we want to bring them into this fight.
I don't want to risk them.
At the same time, you guys have promised Logan a good fight and have kill-stealed every opportunity.
Every time, yeah.
We could certainly offer them.
Like, do you want to fight some roided up werewolves? Magically enhanced werewolves?
Werewolves that aren't.
Yeah, I was thinking of making...
Sounds like claim to me.
I was thinking of making the offer, because that could be useful.
One
but
thing
again,
I
also
will
could get them killed.
Right. One thing I will point out that you guys will, in character, realize, like, he's got this familiar connection with all these however many spirits, and then he's tied up with these werewolves. When he's plucked out of that alpha pack position, that's a lot of spirits that used to not have essence drain, and we're just kind of living the life. And yeah, okay, we have to answer to this asshole, but he's a big scary asshole, and I don't have to spend essence every day. Do have to spend essence every day, but don't have drain. And then these werewolves who you suspect, especially your interaction with every werewolf ever, they fall under a pack hierarchy. The alpha is gone. What happens after? How many werewolves are there? How big is this pack? Where are they?
There's going to be a mess to clean up.
There will be consequence and repercussion that may happen after the fact, which is something that you may handle after the fact or at the same time or something like that. But yeah, that is a possibility, and it may be one of those things where you guys roll your active hubris and go, yeah, no, not my problem.
I'm good. Not my problem.
So something to think about, more meta kind of stuff. Wyrd, what are we rolling?
I'm doing a combined Shield of Chronos and Veil Sympathy for the whole cabal. 1 year duration. I spend scale for 10 subjects and -2 for 1 additional spell.
Shield of Chronos.
Stops people from hopping elsewhere in our timeline, right?
Or scrying on us, like doing post-cognition.
Mm-hmm.
Anything time-related to us, they won't be able to do.
Are you spending there's no reason for you not to give a false series of events?
No, not in this case.
Okay. Just leave it blank. Cool.
Yep.
Here, -2. Right. Yep. It's 8 dice.
Yep.
The second spell is something different?
The second spell is something different.
Okay.
It's a warding gesture plus ward. Duration's 1 year. Event scale, events potency. So I cover the whole cabal. -2 for additional spells.
Okay.
I worked that out to 11. Right?
Your Yantra bonus is super high. That's what's throwing me off. Sorry. So it'd be 10, 5, 15, 13. Because your Yantra bonus will cap out at 5.
Right, but I got -2 for seconded spell and -2 for scale.
Right, but the -2 for second spell is not a spell factor thing.
It's not a spell factor, yeah.
Okay.
4 successes. Cool.
All right, so we have Shield of Chronos, Veil Sympathy, Warding Gesture, and Ward for the next year on the entire cabal.
And Veil Sympathy. Let me double check on that one, because that's the space. That 2? Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, PDF's running so slow. Okay, so that one conceals. Cool. All right. Now for Veil Sympathy, that was on the first spell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Shield of Kronos. Meant to do this at the time. Oh, come on, PDF. I believe in you. Okay. So you did that as a duration spell?
Yep.
Okay. So we may want to re-roll. Well, actually, what I guess the better question is, what reach options did you take with Veil Sympathy?
I didn't do any of the special stuff.
Okay, cool. In that case, yeah, potency doesn't actually matter. Because you guys... Oh, actually, it will matter. That basically conceals your lower ones. Hang on, we're reading this spells. One of the sympathetic connections chosen. This is the scary thing about Veil Sympathy, is that you have to go through all the... you have to do individual ones unless you take that +2 that suppresses all of them.
Okay, I have the reach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in that case,
So that's no problem.
Right, and so that basically means, and it really only affects you and network, because it suppresses all your sympathetic connections.
Is that going to affect my attainments?
Mm-hmm. Because the potency the potency of them is going to be lower. Now that said, when it's like, okay, it's go time, you can drop this spell. You know, if you're just putting it up to have it until you guys are ready to go, it means you'll have to walk to your get a cab.
Well, no, I think it's not going to do what I want it to do, so I'll cut it out of the spell.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Which leaves everything else. You cast it successfully, so we don't have to like reroll or anything.
No,
okay,
that's fine.
Cool. Yeah, so basically it kind of puts you guys into discussion time and thinking over how you guys are wanting to handle this being, which I will give you for free because you haven't looked at it, but I imagine Wyrd actually would. You have a medium connection to the Stalker, just for your record's sake. Mm-hmm. But yeah, otherwise, I think we're 10 minutes out. So if there's anything you guys want to discuss kind of quickly, otherwise, your next steps are probably something we'll discuss in Discord, and figure out where you go from here and how you want to approach handling the Stalker, their legion of spirits and werewolves and other potential nasty things that they've accumulated over time.
So there is merit to the idea of like not calling in favors necessarily, but putting word out there to our contacts that we're going to war. If anyone wants to come along for the ride, they're more than welcome. I don't want to try and pressure anyone into doing that.
Yeah, my big worry is the risk on them. But thinking about it, I would reluctantly contact werewolves. I don't know if you want to play that out like as an actual conversation where you're trying to explain what's going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be for next time.
Yep, that'll be it.
And we've got a couple of vampires that are really interested in acquiring mages. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that interested.
I don't think they're that interested, and also they like can't show up into the daylight.
Right. They're mad scientists, not necessarily
not
berserker
soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, we can fix that for them, can't we?
I mean, sort of.
Forces
give them skills.
Yeah, give them skills. Forces could make their like unarmed attacks.
But forces could also like give them a shield against sunlight. No?
Sort of. They probably would like
maybe with like forces in prime.
Sure.
You like give them an aura of like you're deleting the truth of sunlight from them.
Yeah,
sure.
Off the top of my head, what it would do is basically potency would reduce the brightness,
the burn.
But it would still be something that sunlight is nasty. Fire though is the scary one that will send them into a frenzy. So there are a lot more weaknesses over there with the vampires, and very bluntly. The vampires, oh, hey, you want to come join us and fight stuff?
No.
No.
Oh.
You want to bring the body to us? Sure,
there
we'll
might,
cut
there
it up.
might be mage bodies involved. Yeah.
Sure, but
Yeah,
I
cool.
mean,
Call me when they're dead, and then sure. They'll be your cleanup crew, but like,
yeah, werewolves have this whole like bond and oath to the
Protect.
moon,
Sure.
and
yeah.
the vampires are like, man, we're here for immortality, and in this particular case, Ordo Dracul, we want to learn shit. Can't learn shit when we're re-dead.
Sure. What about the Phantasm Society?
Kind of busy in the underworld.
Understood.
Attempting to, conquer a domain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. The werewolves are the big thing being they're tied to the spirit. If this was, say, Moros with a bunch of,
A bunch of zombies, they probably wouldn't care.
ghosts,
They
wouldn't care.
definitely wouldn't care.
But then you might be able to talk to the Phantasm Society. So, yep. That said, you do have other mages that one could talk to. So something to think about, something to discuss. If you folks at home have some ideas of, oh, hey, don't forget about so-and-so or anything like that, come by Discord, eatinto.space, and remind us in the little spoiler chat. That's it. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't joined us on Discord, please do. We have a hidden spoiler chat, so nothing new will be spoiled for you, but you can come join our conversation, talk about whatever. We have a very great community that does talk very heavily about mage, but we talk about a lot of other bullshit too. A lot of bird pictures. Yeah. It's very
Can't
good.
stress that enough. The community on that Discord is just awesome.
Mhm.
Like, really good folks.
Yep. There's some assholes, but there are assholes. And let's be honest, about 90% of the
A
assholes.
couple of them.
Yeah. It's kind of us. But you're seriously welcome here. You don't have to have any prior knowledge. You don't have to play mage. You don't have to play Chronicles Darkness. You can just come hang out. It's cool. We will give you hugs and love you, and you are welcome. And if you want to support us monetarily, you can go to
If you want to pay us for those hugs.
Yep. Staylucky.club. And joined up there. I have mentioned previously, I haven't looked into it yet, I'm sorry, but yeah, we do have the YouTube memberships that we're looking into, and some other different avenues of ways you can support us. T-shirts and stuff like that. Check the chat. I feel like there was something else. I can't remember. So, yeah.
That's it. Stay lucky.